It's Jenny Flies the Polyp, and I thought today we could talk about grief because if you've been following along, you know this has been quite the year. I lost my mom last year in 2024, and it changed a lot of things for me and my family, obviously, and as well as for Lysa Polyp. And so I was going to talk about my experiences with grief. Now, grief is not something new to me, but losing a parent is. And so some of the things that I've learned I thought might be helpful for others. And before we get into it, if you would hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. So I had the unique experience that my cousin, her mom died about 3 weeks before my mom died. So she reached out to me and to tell me that her mom had passed, and we haven't been someone that's been like in each other's lives really. We didn't grow up together. We met twice, I think, before this, and when her mom died, I was like, I've got to be better about keeping in touch with her. We are more than Facebook friends now. We are going to trauma bond, because I knew my mom's health was pretty dangerous at the time, the way it was going. But she's been an incredible support to me, and I am doing my best to be a good support to her. It has made a huge difference in my grief process, sharing that with my cousin, because for one thing, we're on the same family line. While she doesn't have FAP and her mother did not as well, we have that line, and we also are on the Cherokee line of my mom's family. And so we have a lot of things that help tie us together, and even more now. Learning to cultivate a support system has been huge for me. I was not someone that really thought anybody would be there besides my parents for me in the world. And so I limited accepting and utilizing support from the people in my life to just my parents. And that's something in therapy that I've really had to learn how to stop and actually let people in and build a support network for myself. And let me tell you, it has made the biggest difference. And part of that is that it also has inspired me to be better support for them. The people in my life have blown me away. I never would have anticipated or expected to receive the support that I have over the last year. And so it inspires me to be a better friend, a better person, a better support for other people. I've had a lot of people that I know lost their mothers over the last year as well. And so being there for them has been helpful for me too. And I hope for them that it has as well, because I tell you, losing a parent, it's not something I recommend, particularly if it's someone that you are very close to, like my mother and I were. But another big thing that I've learned in the grief process, besides the fact that grief is different for everyone, there is not a time limit to grieve. There is not a right way or a wrong way to grieve. Although I would put a disclaimer that behaviors that are destructive and harmful to yourself, I would not categorize as a good way to grieve, right? But don't let someone tell you how to grieve. I have had people do that to me since my mom passed, and no, you do not get to tell someone how to grieve. No. Your grief journey is yours, and the only person who gets to decide what is helpful and what isn't, and how long that takes, and all those things is you. So, Luca. That's been something that I had to experience, unfortunately. People thinking that I am at my same giving capacity as I was before. Life is very different. It's very different. There is a before and an after. There's life with my mom, and then there's now. And it's very different for me. I don't have the same capacity I had before. I don't have the same level of patience that I had before. I just don't. Things are very different for me. And so those that have been on this journey with me have seen a very big change in my advocacy and what and when and how I'm doing things. Because I'm having to give myself space and grace and time for healing, and that means cutting out things. That means not responding. That means I have to do things differently. And I don't know how long it will be like that. It may be like that forever. I don't know. I know that I am a lot further in my grief healing than I was. I know that I am still healing, and it's still hard. I am living, and I feel like I am getting back to thriving, but it is hard. It is hard without my mama here. I don't like it at all. I hate it. I hate it so much. So learning that you deserve to have boundaries. You deserve to have space and time and grace to give yourself have been important lessons for me. I've learned that I need to set more clear boundaries. So if I tell someone I don't feel up to talking, I need to not respond to them when they start talking to me after I've told them I don't feel like talking. So while you would think that that would be something that would be evident, right, when someone says, I don't want to talk about this, or I don't want to talk anymore right now. But if you keep responding to them while they're violating that first boundary, it sends a mixed message. So I've been having to learn that it's okay to not respond. If I want to say, hey, I don't feel like talking, I'll talk to you when it's a good time. Or if I just want to leave something as unread or on voicemail, that's what I need to do. It's okay to set that boundary. We don't have to respond to everyone else in the world on their schedule. You know, it's okay to say not right now and leave it at that. So learning that has been difficult for me too, because I am not someone who likes to leave things on unread. I don't like to leave things unattended to or unresolved. I don't like it. But learning that I need to listen to what I need, right? Like what my body is telling me, what my heart, my soul is telling me that it needs at the moment, has been something that I've been really focused on this last year. And that's why I took a week off work just to recover, really, from the whole last year, because my immunity has been terrible. I have had something going on with me ever since Mom went in the hospital. Some things that were going on before, and that just worsened after. Things that didn't heal up for months, and things that have just been recurring. And so I decided I need to just take a break and not really do much. I just need to recover and relax. Try to keep stress as minimal this week and give my body the nourishment that it's needing. Part of that has also been focusing on my health, right? Not just a week of recovery. I'm trying to eat better. I'm exercising now. I've actually found exercises that I don't mind doing. So I'm trying to do that more. I am trying to drink more water and stay more hydrated, so that my body is doing better too and gives me what it needs to sustain itself. Because we all know with chronic illness that we run out of energy quite quick sometimes. And those recovery periods can take a lot longer when we don't have the reserve that we need in the first place. So those have been some of my things that I've really been focusing on. It's been important to me to go and see Mom every month, every couple months. It's been important to go see her, to talk to her, to do meditations with her. I have pictures of her where I can see them every day. And so I know she's with me. I hold her hand in the car. Keeping her alive with me, in me, has made a really big difference. That's something I didn't do with my grandpa. I didn't talk about grandpa very much when he died. I couldn't talk about him for a year without crying. And I think that's because I didn't talk about him. And not that there's anything wrong with crying. It's a great release. If we don't let things out, they're going to find a way. But I think that really hindered my healing when I lost my grandpa. And when I lost one of my aunts is when I realized that talking about them keeps them alive for me. And so I talk about Mom a lot. Sometimes I talk about her in the present tense still. I tell you, another really big thing that's been helpful for me is Dad gave me Mom's cat, and he has been an incredible source of comfort. So, here's Luca. He's a sleepy baby. But he's been very comforting for me. And maybe a pet's not your thing. Sometimes just having like a stuffed toy, something to hold on to, can be comforting. Having that physical touch, something to hold on to even, just can be things. Aromatherapy has been helpful to me for relaxing. I have to be careful because not all oils are safe for pets, especially for cats. So that's something that and there's shower steamers even if I'm not using an oil diffuser. That's been helpful in my relaxation. Taking time and just listening to what I need and trying to follow that the best I can. That's been my biggest thing, I think, is just listening and trusting myself. I actually had this whole dilemma where I was afraid that because of how well I've been doing in my grief lately, that my future self would mess it up. And so I had to, in therapy, process trusting my future self. I will be in a different place in my healing at that point. And just like myself now is knowing what I need, so will the future self. Trust has been a difficult thing, I tell you. And of course, using my support system, whether it's just a text message or phone calls, things like that. Mike and I have this, he doesn't always know what to say when I'm upset. So I gave him a list of things. I just say this, just tell me you know. When I tell you I miss Mom, I love Mom so much, I hate it, just say, I know, babe. And that gives me that validation that I'm needing that moment, that I'm heard. You don't have to have the right words. Sometimes even just that, just saying, hey, here's a list of phrases that if you don't know what to say in response to me, I find these acceptable and comforting. Please use them. Sometimes that's the way to do. It's just kind of whatever works, right? Sometimes it's a trial and error. It's been interesting, though, the roller coaster that is grief. The intolerance for bull is definitely lower. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's about how you respond to something, right? So if we are responding instead of reacting, sometimes it's not bad to cut out the bull and just be real, right? I'd much rather people be real with me anyways. But I would say those are probably my biggest tips right now, things that I've learned. And of course, therapy. Therapy has been huge. And one of the things that I told my therapist recently, that I like that on occasion that I go a week without therapy because it makes me stand on my own. Because I'm hard on myself, and so if I didn't get to go to therapy when Mom was in the hospital. I had an appointment scheduled both weeks, but then things happened and I didn't get to go. But I was really grateful for that because it taught me, it showed me my own strength. And if I had gone to therapy, I wouldn't have attributed that to myself. I would have attributed to that I went to therapy. And so it really helped me stand on my own and see my progress in real time so that I could be proud of myself and know that I can do things. I can live without my parents. So yeah, it's kind of, I'm always going to be a big advocate of therapy. It's been life-changing for me on repeat. And there's also things like grief support groups. I haven't done that. I don't really have an interest in it, but I've kind of made my own support group, I guess I would say, of the friends and my cousin who have lost a parent, particularly a mother, in the same year. While it's not a group chat, we use that as a grief support, and it's been incredible getting to do that with them. I wish they hadn't lost their parents, their moms, at all. But I tell you, it has been an honor to be there for them, and it's been so important for me, for them to be here for me. And so there's a lot of things that we can do ourselves and that can be helpful whenever we're grieving, and there's things that we can do with others that can also help. It's just kind of finding your things, what you like. This week I've been doing some painting that I've been wanting to do, and I find that therapeutic. I haven't found writing to be therapeutic since mom. It was my therapy before, one of them, but it's not presently. But I hope to get back to it. So there's no right or wrong way. Just remember that. Give yourself grace and give yourself time. The only person that gets to decide how you grieve is you. And good luck with it all.